Have you ever felt like your career is a book you've outgrown? Maybe it was thrilling at first, plot twists, new challenges, but now every page feels like a repeat of the last. If you've ever thought there's got to be more to a career than this, a member of our Thrive community brought up the desire to pivot in his career, and he isn't alone. Here's a stat to chew on. 57% of workers are considering a career change right now. And here's another one. Only 14% of Americans say that they're completely happy in their jobs. 14%. That means most of us are either dreaming of something new or we're actively plotting our next move. As an HR manager, I have had numerous conversations with individual contributors and leaders who say to me, Thrive, I'm just not feeling it anymore. I used to like what I do, but now it just feels like a chore. But let's be honest, pivoting careers isn't exactly a walk in the park. It's more like navigating an obstacle course blindfolded. Today, we're going to break it all down. The challenges, how to leverage your existing skills, how to ace interviews, and some rarely heard tips from an HR manager that could make all the difference. So grab your coffee or something stronger and let's dive into the 8 essential steps for making a successful career pivot. Let's start with the not so glamorous side of career pivots, the challenges of it. Because if it were easy, everyone would do it, right? Fear of starting over. You might worry about being seen as inexperienced or losing seniority. After all, who wants to go from being an expert to feeling like an intern again? And the skill gap. Transitioning into a new field often means learning new tools and methodologies, and fast. According to the World Economic Forum, nearly 40% of skills will need to be updated by 2030, proving your worth. Employers may question whether your previous experience is relevant. This is where storytelling becomes crucial. We'll get to that later. And financial risks. Career pivots can sometimes mean taking a pay cut or starting at a lower level than you're used to, at least temporarily. But here's the thing. Every challenge is an opportunity in disguise. With the right strategies, which we'll get into, you can turn these hurdles into stepping stones. Reflect on your why, or what are you running towards? Before you leap into something new, take a moment to reflect. Why do you want this change? Are you running away from something, or are you running towards something better? Here's some questions to ask yourself. What excites me about this new field? What values do I want my next role to align with? What skills do I already have that could help me succeed? Think of this as your North Star. It'll guide you when things get tough. Leverage your legacy knowledge. Here's where it gets exciting. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. Think of your legacy knowledge as a treasure chest filled with tools you didn't even realize were valuable in other fields. Transferable skills are gold. Problem solving, communication, leadership, these are all universally valued across industries. For example, an engineer moving into sales can highlight their ability to break down complex problems and explain them clearly to clients. A manager transitioning into consulting can emphasize their expertise in team dynamics and process optimization. Industry expertise is your edge. If you've spent years in one field, you bring insights others just do not have. For example, if you've worked in healthcare IT and you are moving into an advisory role, your deep understanding of regulatory challenges gives you a complete edge. Soft skills are hard currency. Empathy, adaptability, resilience, all often are what sets candidates apart. Lean into those. The key is reframing your experience for your new audience. You're not leaving behind your past, you're repackaging it for your future. Upskill strategically, or learn what you don't know. If there's one thing that separates successful career pivots from failed ones, it's preparation. Identify the gaps between where you are now and where you want to be, and start filling them. Take online courses or certifications relevant to your new field. Think Coursera or LinkedIn Learning. Shadow someone in your target role or volunteer for projects that give you hands-on experience. Stay up to date with industry trends by reading blogs, listening to podcasts, or attending webinars. Remember, employers don't expect you to know everything. They just want proof that you're willing to learn. Network like your career depends on it, because it does. Here's an insider tip. 85% of jobs are filled through networking, not job boards. So if your current strategy involves endlessly scrolling LinkedIn, stop. Instead, reach out to people in your desired field for informational interviews, attend industry events, or join professional groups. Use LinkedIn strategically. Comment on posts, share insights, and connect with hiring managers directly. Networking isn't about asking for jobs. It's about building relationships. Craft your narrative, or tell them why you're perfect for this role. Employers love a good story, especially one with purpose and with passion. In interviews or cover letters, frame your pivot as intentional growth rather than desperation. For example, as an engineer, I've spent years solving complex problems under tight deadlines. I'm excited to bring that same analytical mindset to sales by helping clients find tailored solutions. Your narrative should connect the dots between where you've been and where you're going, while showing how your unique background makes you stand out. Ace your interview, or how to sell yourself without sounding like a used car salesman. Ah, yes, the interview. That delightful mix of self-promotion and existential dread. Here's how to approach it like the pro that you are. Be honest about why you're pivoting. Don't hide this. Frame it positively. Highlight transferable skills with concrete examples. Address skill gaps proactively by sharing what you're doing to close them. And show enthusiasm for learning. It's often more important than experience. And ask thoughtful questions about company culture and the expectations in the role. Remember, confidence is key, but so is humility. Be patient with yourself, and this might be the most important step. Be patient with yourself. Career pivots take time. They rarely happen overnight. You might face rejection or moments of doubt along the way, but every application teaches you something new. Every interview builds confidence. And here's a stat to keep in mind. 70% of people who successfully pivoted say they felt happier and more fulfilled after making that change. So trust the process. It'll be worth it. Look, careers aren't linear anymore. They're mosaics made up of experiences that shape us into who we're meant to be. So take the leap, even if it feels more like jumping off a cliff at first, because staying stuck, that's no way to live. Live life on your own terms. Like if you like, sub if you sub, share if you share. I'm Thrive. Bye.